Hi everyone, it's Breyer. This is part 3 of my Breyer collection tour, the final video for my series, for my collection tour. I'm just going to get into it. So the first horse that I showed is Sporder Fabergi, I think that's how you pronounce it. And then this horse is Battlefield Angel, who currently has dressage tack on. This is a current regular run that Breyer has. And then this horse is Lindsay's Faith. I think this was a regular run around like 2016. I'm not quite sure. And then this is, I think, this horse is from like the late 90s, early 2000s, but it's a halflinger and it's a traditional scale pony. And then the next horse that I have is from I think the mid 2000s. It's a mare, like a Palomino mare from the Let's Go Riding English set. She was my first traditional scale Breyer and has a lot of rubs on her, and her leg is also broken and reattached. So she's not in the best condition, but I've kept her for sentimental reasons. And then these two horses are from the Chincoteague pony family that was sold in the 2000s. Um, they're not in good condition. The mare is missing an ear. The foal has a broken tail and broken leg. But I've kept them since they were horses I had when I was a kid. This is Misty of Chincoteague. She's the vintage model of Misty, and she was one of the Breyers that my mom had when she was a kid, and then I got her when I started collecting. So I've had her for a pretty long time. And then this is the foal from the Proud Arabian family, the dapple gray version, I believe. I got this horse at either a yard sale or a thrift store. I can't remember which it was, but the foal is in pretty good condition. And then this is the Proud Arabian Stallion from the same family, but I purchased this horse separately, which is why his coat is like lighter. He's not in good condition. I got him at Goodwill. One of his hooves is chewed, like an animal chewed on it, and then he has a lot of rubs, and he still has the parts of the sticker from like the Goodwill price tag still on his stomach. So he's like not in good condition at all, but I do like this mold a lot. Yeah, so he's not in the best condition, but I do like this mold. And then I have another horse on this mold as well. Um, I have the vintage Proud Arabian Stallion in like I believe the coloring is gray or white. There um there's kind of like gray highlights in his mane, and the white coat of the body has signs of discoloration. So this horse isn't in the best condition, but he was one of my family members, Breyers, when they were a kid, and I got him when I started collecting. So I've had him for a while, and I also have the running Arabian mare, which was another vintage model. I believe her coat coloring is she's either a bay or a chestnut. I think she's a bay. The coloring looks a little orange though, so I'm not sure. But this was one of my family members, Breyers, when they were a kid, and then I got her later on when I started collecting. She has some rubs, so she's not in the best condition. And then I also have the running Arabian Stallion, but this version is the Appaloosa version, so not from the same family set. But um, this model was another one of my family members' Breyers growing up, and then when I was collecting, I got this horse kind of like passed down to me. The model has like some rubs, but like the coat color, it's not in like terrible condition. And then this is the grazing mare. I got this model at Goodwill, and she has a lot of rubs on her. She's not in good condition. But I think that this mold is quite cute, and I was excited to find her for a really low price. And then this is San Domingo, who was one of my mother's Breyers when she was a kid, and then I got this mold or model when I was a kid when I started collecting. He has a lot of scratches on him, and I think his leg is also broken and reattached, so he is not in good condition. This is, I think it's Lady Phase, or it's another horse on the Lady Phase mold. She has a lot of rubs on her as well, and she's not in good condition. But she was one of my family members' Breyers when they were growing up, and then I got her when I was collecting. And I ended up naming her Garnet after the horse in the saddle club that belonged to Veronica. And then the next horses that I am showing you are the Clydesdale Mare and Clydesdale Fool from the Clydesdale family set. I also have the Stallion, um, the set, which has 3 horses in total, belonged to one of my family members when they were a kid, and then I got the set passed down to me when I was collecting. The all 3 horses are in pretty good condition considering they're probably like 40 or 50 years old at this point. And then this is Old Timer. He has a yellow hat with like a green ribbon. Um, I really like this model, but he does have like a broken leg, so and it was reattached. So he's not in like perfect condition. And then this is the traditional scale Shetland pony, another vintage model, and I think I got him at a yard sale. And then the next horse is, we're gonna move on to the classic scale vintage Breyers that I have, but I believe this is Silky Sullivan. And then I also have on the classic scale size, I think they call it Freedom Series now, but I have like a running Arabian, and this horse has a lot of discoloration. The horse used to be white or like a gray color, but there's like this horse in particular has the most signs of discoloration out of all the horses I have. This is the dapple gray version on that mold, and like I like this coloring. I don't think Breyer really does dapple grays like this anymore though, or I don't think that's supposed to be dapple gray. I don't, whatever that coat color is. And then this is another classic model that belonged to my mother when she was a kid, and then I ended up getting the horse when I was collecting. She has a lot of scratches. Same with this horse as well. This is the classic scale version of Ruffian. That is another vintage model. She has quite a few rubs on her, but this was like a horse that I liked a lot when I was growing up. And then The next horse that I'm going to show you, or next horses that I'm going to show you are I think this is the Pony Pals scale, but I'm not sure. It's a scale that's smaller than the classic scale, but larger than the stablemate size scale. And it's a family of three horses. I don't remember all their names, but I think I named the mare Checkers and the stallion Sunny, and they're all vintage models. And then the next set of horses I'm showing you, this these were my first ever Breyers that I got. The mare I named Stormy, and then the foal I think I named Lightning. The foal has a broken leg that is currently being held together by, I think, duct tape or like clear masking tape. Um, Clear packing tape, I mean. Um, I never got the leg fixed, but these were my first Breyers, and I still have them. They do have a lot of rubs on them and scratches, but I will probably keep them forever because of like sentimental value. And then the next horse that I'm going to show you is a classic scale foal from a veterinarian set that Breyer sold probably like 10, 15 years ago at this point. So I got this model when I was a kid. He has a lot of rubs on him. He came with like a blanket, and then there was a corgi cat and like a veterinarian doll in the set. And then this horse was part of another set. It was like a birthday party set, and I think it came with, so it came with the blanket that it's wearing, and then it also came with like a birthday cake and I think a doll as well. I'm not sure if I kept the doll. I probably don't have it anymore. It probably broke. But I do have the birthday cake somewhere in my Breyer stuff. And then this is the Breyer Classic Scale Clydesdale. I got this model when I was a kid, so it has a lot of scratches on it. But looking at it now, the shading is pretty nice. Um, I don't really collect classics. I'm more of like I like traditionals, and I'm getting into customs. But I did like that Clydesdale when I was a kid. And then this is another horse. This is from the barrel racing classic scale set. So that's the last horse I'm going to show you. So that was all of my collection. Thank you for watching. Make sure you watch the other parts as well. And I do have an Instagram account now at BreyerFi that you can follow. Bye, everyone.